MJ never fully forgot him. The theory says the memory spell didn't fully erase her. The ending of No Way Home has a detail most people scroll past. When Peter walks into the coffee shop and introduces himself, MJ pauses, not for a second, long enough to notice. She looks at him twice. The second look is different from the first, longer. Like she's trying to place something she can't name.
Thank you.
No problem.
Strange erased memories, but the MCU already showed memory magic has limits. Wanda's hex broke and left traces. The TVA's resets left emotional residue. Strange himself admitted, the spell was collapsing while he was still casting it. Villains were leaking through before it finished. Fans think the spell erased names and faces, but not emotional memory, not instinct, not the feeling of trusting someone you've never met. MJ doesn't remember Peter Parker, but something in her recognizes him anyway. She just can't explain why. Doctor Strange's spell never fully worked. Fans think the spell only patched reality and never actually closed anything. The spell was still collapsing while Strange was casting it. That's not a minor detail.
Did it work?
No. You changed my spell 6 times.
Villains from other universes were already leaking through before the cast was complete. Strange shows up in Multiverse of Madness and reality is already fracturing, universes bleeding into each other, faster than anyone expected. Fans point out that a patch holds until it doesn't, and the MCU keeps showing the same pattern across every project since. Timelines bleeding, objects slightly wrong, people feeling familiar for no reason. Conversations that feel like they already happened. The spell bought time. It didn't solve anything. The symbiote already chose Spider-Man. The theory says the piece left behind in the Venom post-credits scene never stayed on the bar. Nobody picks it up. The scene ends. Symbiotes don't attach randomly. They seek out hosts with specific emotional profiles, pain, isolation, obsession, anger with nowhere to go. Peter, after No Way Home, has no family, no friends, no identity, no support system. He's living alone in a cheap apartment after losing everyone in a single night. That's exactly the emotional profile symbiotes target. The theory is that the symbiote wouldn't even need to change him. Peter is already most of the way there. It just removes the last thing holding him back. Peter Parker is slowly becoming more violent. Fans have been tracking this across multiple films, and the progression is hard to ignore. In Civil War, he's restrained, careful. In Homecoming, he's still learning. But by the time of the Green Goblin fight in No Way Home, something shifts. Peter has Goblin pinned, hands raised, screaming. He was about to kill him. That's not the same character from 2 films earlier. May dies. Peter becomes reckless. His fighting style across the films gets harder, less controlled, more damage. He stops pulling punches in ways he used to. Every loss moves the line slightly further. And now he's completely alone, with no one left to pull him back. The alien suit in the comics doesn't create a violent Spider-Man, it accelerates what's already developing. The MCU has been building that development for years. Mr. Negative might be the real villain all along. Some fans believe the MCU has already laid every piece of groundwork for this. Mr. Negative in the comics has a split identity. His corruption spreads to people around him through direct contact. He runs Feast, a charity organization that May Parker worked at. Martin Lee is the civilian identity. The MCU already has Feast referenced in connection to May. Peter's identity is already gone. His mental state is already fractured. Mr. Negative's corruption targets exactly that. Psychologically broken people. Peter fits perfectly. And if Peter is already bonded to the symbiote when Mr. Negative appears, both are hitting the same person at the same time. Daredevil probably already knows who Peter Parker is. The theory says it has nothing to do with Strange's spell, because Matt Murdock's senses don't work like normal memory. The spell erased cognitive memory. But a memory spell doesn't rewire a nervous system. Matt identifies people by heartbeat, breathing patterns, voice vibrations, and movement. He represented Peter in court. He heard Peter's voice under stress in a courtroom. He fought alongside Spider-Man.
I'm a really good lawyer.
Fans point to Matt's behavior in No Way Home. He caught a brick without flinching and barely reacted to it, too calm, too observant, like someone who already knew more than he was showing. The theory is that the moment Matt hears Spider-Man's voice again, he places it immediately. Same heartbeat, same breathing pattern under stress, same kid. He knows, he just hasn't done anything with it yet. Kingpin is quietly running the entire city. Supporters point out that Damage Control already behaved like an organization with political cover, police cooperation, media access, rapid response to Spider-Man's location. That level of coordination doesn't come from a government agency acting alone. Fans think Kingpin is sitting above all of it, not visibly, not in press conferences, just controlling the systems Peter would need to fight back through. Legal system, law enforcement, media, city politics, all of it quietly managed from a distance.
Things could explode. But New Yorkers are tough.
Peter's identity is already destroyed. He has no lawyer, no allies, no resources, no name. Kingpin doesn't need to hunt Spider-Man. He just needs to control every exit. Peter has nowhere to go and doesn't know it yet. Miles Morales already exists in the MCU. The idea is simple. Aaron Davis says it directly in Homecoming. His nephew, Miles, somewhere in New York. That line was never followed up on. Miles has been sitting in the MCU since 2017. Miles is a teenager in New York right now. Watching everything that's happening to Spider-Man, the hero he grew up knowing is now publicly accused. Identity gone, living alone, getting more reckless by the day. Fans think Miles' first real encounter with Peter won't be an inspiring mentor moment. It'll be a warning about what happens when a hero loses everything and keeps going anyway. The multiverse was never fully fixed. Fans think Brand New Day is where those fractures finally become visible at street level. Every MCU project since No Way Home shows the same pattern. Alternate timelines bleeding through, incursions accelerating, reality corruption spreading, nothing fully stable. What if Loki, Multiverse of Madness, all of them show the same underlying fracture, not universe-ending events? Small things. Peter seeing versions of himself he doesn't recognize, voices from places that shouldn't exist. A face he's never met but somehow knows. Other Spider-Men leaking through at the edges of his reality.
Hello.
Brand New Day might secretly be the beginning of Secret Wars. Some fans believe the setup is already completely in place. Fans point out that Peter keeps ending up at the center of the biggest Marvel events. Every time. Civil War, Infinity War, No Way Home. The pattern doesn't break. Broken realities, identity collapse, no coordination, multiverse corruption, and nobody managing any of it. Peter is already positioned at the center of all of it. He just doesn't know that's what's happening yet. The spell patch reality, it didn't fix it, and whatever came through the cracks during that spell is still here. Nobody checked, nobody closed it. It's just sitting there in the background of the MCU, waiting for someone to notice. And that's the weird part. Some fans think Secret Wars may have already started. The spell was supposed to fix everything. Maybe that's exactly when the real problem began. Supporters point to the same pattern every time. Loki sees it, Doctor Strange sees it, the TVA sees it, different stories, same fracture, and if they're right, Peter Parker may have been standing in the middle of it the entire time.